Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Underdog Mock Draft Show 2022. I'm Chris Horwedel, thrilled to be here. One of my favorite shows of the year, and I have an incredible panel with me today. Let's start at the top of my screen. The owner of NFL Draft Blitz and the host of Blitzcast, Ed Hunt.
How's it going, man? How you doing?
Thank you for being here. I'm doing great, Ed. Second on my screen, my NFL show co-host and the host of an incredibly popular show, Praise the Freeze, on the Underdog Network, Mario Hines.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? I'm happy to be here as a Detroit Lions representative and fan.
Really?
Sorry to hear that, buddy.
My. A lot to comment there.
Yeah, I know. I tried to see if there was going to be.
It's off
Mario, I should tell you, I picked last year. I picked the Detroit Lions to win the division. That didn't work out good for me at all.
So it's you to blame.
We are off the rails already. The final panelist, bottom of my screen, the host of the Q&E podcast on Underdog and the creator of just an absolutely sensational YouTube channel that we're going to link to in the notes below, Quincy Hicks.
Hey, man, appreciate you having me on and shouting out all of my channels. Definitely follow and subscribe to the Q&E podcast. It's my first time interacting with all of you guys, so I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have you here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through pick by pick in the first round. Everybody's going to get their say in who the selection should be. We'll find out why, and we'll see what kind of lunacy plays out. Let's start with the number one pick in the draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Quincy Hicks, who are they going to take?
This is a tough one because I'm hearing so much of what they will do. I'm hearing Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, offensive lineman, but I'm gonna go with the safest pick in Aiden Hutchinson. When you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, you need to hit more doubles. I don't think they should be going for the big home runs. I know that's what they want, but they need to get somebody that they know what they're getting. I think Aiden Hutchinson, he has the production, had a sensational year at Michigan. I think the pick is Aiden Hutchinson at 1.
Mario Hines.
Whoa, way to start us off, Q. I actually am in agreement to my heart's despair. It just makes sense with the craziness that was the Jacksonville Jaguars, everything last year. A persona shift with the number one overall pick, the hardworking, probably settling the locker room guy. You want to take that, and he's a cornerstone. So I'm going with Aiden Hutchinson too. Safe pick.
I'm not so sure.
And I was going to go with Aiden Hutchinson.
What
were you saying, Chris?
I got you, Ed. I'm gonna call you in. The pick has been made already, but tell me why you believe Aiden Hutchinson's the pick there.
I mean, he has the best. He is an elite first step. He is, just dangerous on the line. He was a winner at Michigan. He helped bring that Michigan team back. He was a Heisman finalist as a defensive player in this era. Great athlete. Room to grow actually on his pad level. I think this is the best player in this draft, and the Jacksonville Jaguars would be crazy not to take him. And Trayvon Walker, I think, is a smokescreen.
Okay. How you feeling about this as the owner of the number 2 pick in this draft, Mario? How's Hutchinson going 1? How you doing with it?
It hurts because for 2 reasons. One, it takes away if you make this pick, you don't have to worry about any other picks. Like the first pick you make, it's okay. You're not scared for the rest of the draft as a Lions fan. And 2, you want a player like this, honestly. Like you legitimately lose a quality player.
All right. So the number 1 pick in the draft, Aiden Hutchinson, goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Detroit Lions on the clock. And why don't you kick us off, Mario?
Hold on, Chris.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Chris, you had a comment on the number 1 pick. I wanted to hear your comment on that. It sounded like you had a little rebuttal to it.
Look, this is a weird year to have the number 1 pick, right? In a draft, and I guess Jacksonville is the one exception to that because theoretically they got their franchise quarterback last year in Trevor Lawrence. But you want a guy who is a surefire superstar. And I think Aiden Hutchinson is a surefire, pretty good player in the NFL. I'm glad I don't have to make that decision because when you're talking about the talent on the board, I think Hutchinson's probably the 4th or 5th best pure football player in this draft. But an incredibly high floor. Is he ever going to be Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, somebody like that? Probably not. But he has a lot of value. I understand that he's going to be a culture setter. And look, they picked Travis Etienne in the first round last year. So you can't get much worse than that, I guess. I think I would just be tempted to take a swing. And that swing would probably be Trayvon Walker for me. He's the betting favorite right now to go number 1 to the Jaguars. Or, protect your quarterback. Go get Ike Ekwonu. I'm not an Evan Neal guy as much, but Hutchinson's just a boring number 1 overall pick. Who is the last, and this is for any of you guys, who is the last number 1 overall pick who inspires as little awe as Aiden Hutchinson does?
We got to go with
Baker Mayfield.
Luke Jokel.
Luke Jokel. Luke Jokel's a good name. At least Mayfield was a quarterback. Like, I don't know. It's just
I just think Aiden Hutchinson's going to be a win. I don't know why you guys are so low on him.
I'm not saying
I
low
agree
on
with
him.
you, Ed.
I'm not saying I'm low on him. I just don't think he has the upside of what you would expect for a number 1 overall draft pick.
Yeah.
And I'm with you there, Chris. I'm with you there. I'm with you on.
Pick. I understand that.
Yeah. He's not the wow factor. I think.
Oh, he's definitely the safe pick. But look at Trayvon Walker, man. Trayvon Walker, like if he was a cornerback with how he ran, he would be a reasonably athletic cornerback. And we're talking about a monster of a man on the end. I could see Walker being a 15, 16, 17 sack guy. I don't think Hutchinson's going to be that. Hutchinson, I don't want to make comps just on racial lines, but Jared Allen makes a lot of sense to me. Does anybody want to pick Jared Allen number 1?
Jared Allen's a Hall of Famer, no? Jared, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, is his name going to jump off the pages? But he's a Hall of Famer. He got the production.
Well, I can't argue with that.
If you're the Jaguar,
I can't argue with that. So we're going to move past that because you're right. Jared Allen, I guess if you're picking number 1, you get a Hall of Famer. You call that a win. Yeah. Number 2, the Detroit Lions. Your Detroit Lions, Mario Hines. Where are they going to go?
Oh, man. So with Aiden Hutchinson picked, and they have to hear the rumblings, two things happen here before I make my pick. You're back against the wall and you go Trayvon Walker because, oh, no. Or you trade out and you do the right thing. Mm. And so my vote as a biased pick is to trade out.
All right. Okay. Well, let's see then. Do we have one more for the Lions trading the pick here, either Ed or Quincy?
I'm a no on that. I like who I have here.
I'm a no on that one.
Mario Hines, the motion fails. Who are you taking with that number 2 pick?
Yeah, with the number 2 pick, I'm actually not going to go Trayvon Walker, even though it would make sense. I think we're going to stick in our hometown again, bring a hometown kid home, and probably one of the best athletes, pure football players we've seen in the last couple drafts, Ahmad Gardner.
Look,
Sauce Gardner.
Mario knows how I feel about Sauce. Ed, who's your pick for 2?
I don't know why you're sleeping on Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, he's a freak athlete. I mean, this is the guy who was supposed to be the number 1 pick before Aiden Hutchinson's great year.
Okay. Look, I wouldn't say I'm sleeping on Thibodeau. I think there's more interesting names. He is in that group with Hutchinson, with Walker, as 3 defensive ends who you put them in any order and you can justify it to me. Quincy, who's your pick?
I would go Kayvon Thibodeau too, bro. I don't understand. I know he has some off the field quote unquote issues, but they say that about all the black people every year. So I'm tired of that narrative. I know how that goes with black folks. I think his production is there. I think the hype is there. The athleticism is there. I would go with Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't know why people are falling on him, but it happens every year.
Okay. The number 2 pick in the draft of the Detroit Lions, Kayvon Thibodeau. Now, I do think that if we were going to go Thibodeau, we probably should have considered that trade option because I do think he's a guy you can get at 5 or 6. You don't necessarily have to take it 2, but he is the selection there. The number 3 pick, the Houston Texans. Ed, who do you like?
There's someone who just really early in their career caught my eye. LSU cornerbacks. I mean, you don't draft the helmet, right?
Mhm.
You don't scout the race. You don't scout the helmet. But I mean, he was a star early in his career. He had some problems later in his career. If you can just get him back to where he was, he's a great athlete. I think you go Derek Stingley here. It needs a need. They've had a hard time drafting cornerbacks. Derek Stingley from LSU.
I'm going to stay with Ed just for 1 second here. What has he done past his freshman year that you think warrants going this high?
I just think from a measurable standpoint, he's a top athlete. I mean, it's a hard position to find an athlete like that. Do you see where I'm going with that? It's a hard. Cornerback is one of the hardest positions to draft, and you've got probably, well, I'd say when you talk about natural talent, like Okuda, maybe there. I know he was a bust, but still, he's got to be top 3 in the past 3 years.
Okay, fair enough. Quincy,
I would go offensive line here, man, with the Texans, and I would go Ikwanu right here. Just to be safe, just to protect Davis Mills. If they're gonna go with Davis Mills as the bridge quarterback for whoever comes next year or whatever, I want somebody to protect him at least. So I will go with the best tackle in my opinion in this draft.
all right, Mario.
Fair. I'm actually going to go the opposite side of the ball, but we're going to stay in the trenches. And this is where I think they've got to come back and open up that defense and be led by the defense. It was a long time coming to release the fact that you have a prolific offense, high scoring. The wide receivers were there, the quarterback was there. Day's done. Put that in the dumpster, recycle, and let's go top edge guy and Trayvon Walker.
All right, so we're 1-1. Does anybody feel incredibly strongly about this pick?
I feel like I could change my pick.
So no, not strongly then.
Not mad at the
I would say if I'm sitting in the GM room and I'm a top scout or something like that, and Quincy brings up the offensive lineman, I don't disagree with him there. Like, it's a good pick that way too.
Okay, so we're going to go Ike Ekwonu, number 3?
Yeah. I mean, he's a great athlete.
No love for you, Mario. No love for you.
None.
But everyone knows you have character concerns.
That's what's leaking. That's what's leaking through the page.
I started that
Stingley
rumor.
is still on the board, correct? Derek Stingley is still on the board?
Derek Stingley still on the board. Are you seeing the screen share?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Stingley still on the board. Sauce still on the board, who was my number 2 overall player in this class. Number 4, the New York Football Jets. Quincy, who they take?
I agree with everything Ed said before on swinging for the fences with this pick with Derek Stingley Jr. I love his measurables. I know you can nitpick on the last 2 years, but that first year, I just cannot forget. It was too legendary of a season. I think he will get back to that once he gets fully healthy. But I think when you talk about potential, I don't think anybody. I think he's top 2, top 3 in this draft off just potential.
Man, if careers ended after the freshman year, Matt Barkley would be a very rich man right now.
Hey, I understand.
You got to play them all.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you for that, bro. I'm not mad at you. So I understand the criticism, but I just can't forget it, bro. I still think it's in him.
All right, fair enough. Injuries certainly have played a part in holding him back over the last couple of years. Mario, the Jets pick.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets, you can pick anywhere from second level and beyond defensively and make a case, with this Jets team. So, I mean, without Kyle Hamilton running so horribly, I think it'd be a slam dunk there. So, sticking with the cornerback position, again, because of what I believe in Sauce Gardner, I will go with Gardner over Stingley. But I am there with thinking that Stingley will actually bounce back as a professional.
Well, Mario, we've heard you say biased already in this mock draft show. You're biased with Stingley too, correct?
I have no issue against.
Do you have?
Stingley.
Is there a tie there?
I think Stingley's a great athlete. I think I'm not holding it against him for the last 2 years, to be honest.
No, I'm saying, is there a tie to Sauce though that's making you go this direction? Because
Oh, I think Sauce Gardner is going to be an immediate impressive rookie immediately.
does it have anything to do? And I'm going to hold you as a hostile witness at this point, buddy. Does it have anything to do with him partaking in a program that you were also involved in?
It has nothing to do with the fact that I've known Sauce since he was in 8th grade. Has nothing to do with it.
All right, I don't believe you, Ed.
Gosh, that there's a couple places, but to be honest with you, I have to think Kyle Hamilton. I mean, I think Kyle Hamilton is the best player in this draft. I mean, maybe other than Hutchinson, I think Kyle Hamilton is the best player in this draft. I mean, talking about 6'4", played gunner. I mean, you know, he can do it all. He can do it all. He can be Jamal Adams for you. I just Kyle Hamilton is something is somebody that I'm kind of banging the table for. You know, when you're picking in the top 10, you got to go best player available. Other teams before had bigger needs, but I think right here you go best player available, Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame.
And again, 1-1-1. Does anybody either feel very strongly about their pick or feel like they were swayed by what anyone else said?
I threw Kyle Hamilton's name out there, so I'll go with Kyle. I can side with Ed.
I can see Hamilton. And Hamilton is one of those cases where the 40 kind of hurt him, obviously running that 4.7, but I think the football, you got to go off the game tape and the game speed, and he was keeping up with everything. He was going up against elite wide receivers and going up against elite programs and keeping up with all of those athletes.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be fooled by the 40-yard dash.
Right. During the season, he looked like a guy who could comfortably play single high and not have an issue. Then he runs a 4.7, and all of a sudden, he's a top 20 pick now. It's ridiculous. Look, I got no problem with Kyle Hamilton here. We'll do that. Number 4 pick overall, Kyle Hamilton to the New York Football Jets. Number 5, the New York Giants on the board for their first of 2 selections here. Mario, where are they going to go?
Oh, this lowly Giants team. Finally, I think we're all going to have an agreement on who they need to take. And that's, they're getting rid of one playmaker to likely get another one. So I'm going to go with, let's go Drake London here.
Wow. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts on that. One, that you said everyone's going to be in agreement with this, and then you pulled Drake London out at 5.
He did.
I thought you were going to go like, oh yeah, they need to protect whoever's at quarterback. They'll take Charles Cross and put him out across from Andrew Thomas, or Sauce is too good to pass on here. Drake London, the pick. Look, I'm a big Drake London guy. I respect it. I would be furious if it happened as an Eagles fan, but that doesn't mean a damn thing here. Ed, the Giants.
I think Evan Neal is going to be the pick, but I think, some people that I respect and that I do draft work with really like this guy, Charles Cross. I mean, he has good tape. He has good potential. I think my heart might be going towards Charles Cross at this pick. You need help on the offensive line.
Quincy?
Fully agree. Charles Cross.
All right. Charles Cross, the number 5 pick to the New York Giants. The number 6 pick is held by the Carolina Panthers. And Ed, what are they going to do with it?
I really think you do need to draft a quarterback here. And I know people think he's going to slide down the board, but Malik Willis, just what he can be. I mean, I hope as a Steelers fan, like, that he drops, but I think that's really wishful thinking. I think if I'm the Carolina Panthers, which is an organization that follows the Steelers, David Tepper, their owner, was, a Steelers owner. They've generally picked coaches that were like Mike Tomlin in their fundamentalist types. They do have similar philosophies. I think this is where he lands up. Malik Willis, Liberty, number 6.
All right, one vote Malik Willis. Quincy, I saw you enthusiastically shaking your hands.
I love the pick, bro. They have to swing for the fences, man. It's been too long since they had a capable quarterback. I think they have to swing for the fences in Malik Willis. It's a lot of solid quarterbacks in this draft, but when you talk about highest potential, I do think it is Malik Willis over everybody else.
Mario Hines, the pick has been made, but what's your thought?
While I'm there with you all, I actually think that the Malik Willis love is a little bit overstated across the scouting departments. I
Dude,
think that
you
it's
just
one of those-
ensured he goes number 2 overall to the Lions now.
I
You just
know, I know, I
ensured
know,
it.
and it's a value thing, right? And that's why I said trade down. I was actually going safe pick here, but and we know or Kenny Pickett, but I can't be mad at Malik. I want him as a Lion, just not at 2. At 6, it's a little high, and I don't know if people really buy into him at that level.
All right, the
Do you
number
really
6
see? Do you really see Pickett as a high level starter though?
No, I don't. I just really do believe that. I think Willis is the best quarterback in this draft. I think Pickett is the highest rated quarterback in this draft.
How many quarterbacks do we think go in this first round? If I were to set that over under a 2.5, what's everybody taking?
Over.
Over.
Yeah.
3.5.
Over.
That's
That's
the
when it
edge.
gets
Like,
fun.
I think three
Yeah.
go. I think Corral, Willis, and Pickett end up going in the first.
So you don't buy all of this talk that teams are upset with Corral. They don't think he can run an offense. They don't think he's accurate enough.
Bullshit. Bullshit, man. When you're early in the season in talks to be the number one, we can do all of this smokescreen shit in the off season, but it's gonna be bullshit. So somebody's gonna take a chance on him in the first round.
New Orleans makes a lot of sense. The number 7 pick, the New York Giants on the clock once again after selecting Charles Cross just a couple of picks ago. Quincy, what are they going to do?
The New York Giants. This is the Trayvon Walker pick, bro. I truly think this is the Trayvon Walker pick. Go on potential. If you need defensive end help, and if you're the Giants, you're looking for some sort of spark from any part of your team, and I think Trayvon Walker can be that. I would swing for the fence. Swing for the fences.
That's unbelievable value here potentially.
Exactly.
Mario.
Yeah, no, you have to go. You have to go. If we're going cross, where I would have went tackle here. Now you can do your splash. So we'll just reverse that order. And yeah, you win big. You win really, really big. Double your money in a sense with Trayvon Walker.
That's absolutely true. If you're thinking Walker and you have him high on your board if you're New York and the board is broken this way, it does make sense to take Walker 5 since you would have Cross and Neal potentially available at 7. But hey, they wait and they hit a home run here. Ed, the pick's been made, but what do you think the Giants will do?
I think Trayvon Walker actually makes a lot of sense here. You know the Giants like to take defensive linemen. You know what I'm saying? That you know that the line of scrimmage is something they've always drafted, and the only thing is that I mean it's mostly Gettleman's fault, but they haven't done as well at that role considering the draft capital that they've put at that position.
It's absolutely fair. And if the draft breaks this way, and I am my beloved Philadelphia Eagles, I am calling to move up here, try and go get Sauce Gardner, but the Falcons might not be willing to listen. The Falcons, they've been tied to some very specific players. With the number 8 pick, Mario, who will the Falcons take?
Oh, I mean, they actually probably wanted Malik Willis at this point, or being willing. I mean, quarterback stands out obviously with the Matt Ryan era over. Are we diving into the Marcus Mariota regime in Atlanta? I mean, now though I feel better. I do feel better bringing in Drake London. They need more help. They need more help with Calvin Ridley doing. Watching a lot of Pursuit of a Parlay. We got
appreciate you, brother.
Go Drake London, of course.
Appreciate you, brother. And if you add London to Kyle Pitts, those are some big pass catchers for whoever is throwing the football there. Atlanta, Ed, what are they going to do?
I just, being a Pittsburgh fan, and I am kind of a Panthers fan, I think Kenny Pickett and Matt Ryan just have so much in common, and I wonder if they might just kind of want to do the same thing all over again with Kenny Pickett. I know that's a controversial statement, so I mean, I'd like to hear from the other guys in the room, what they think about that.
Can I just say before we get to Quincy, if you're going to do that, why would you not take Mac Jones last year?
I just think there was something destined. I think Bill Belichick had like some sort of like, I'm the godfather of football, and Mac Jones is coming to me because he's the perfect fit for Josh McDaniels' system. It was just like the universe was like, Josh McDaniels will be, Mac Jones will be Josh McDaniels' quarterback.
All right. Quincy?
I think you have to go wide receiver here. You don't have to go wide receiver, but I think wide receiver is the option. And it's really between a Drake London and that's tough. I might go Drake London, bro. What's my man name out of Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson.
It's between Garrett Wilson and Drake London for this pick, man. And I truthfully would go Garrett Wilson. I like Garrett Wilson more as a prospect, so I will go with him as my pick at number 8.
All right, so we've got 2 people going wide receivers here. Ed, I'm going to have you break that tie. Would it be Drake London or would it be Garrett Wilson?
Drake London just intrigues me, and he's the kind of guy that like we media tend to overlook, but then NFL teams seem to love this guy and will say when they draft him, we've loved this guy for a long time, but we were quiet about it. I really feel like Drake London could go here. I mean, that size, we've seen how these sizable, these like tight end sized wide receivers have been so successful in the league.
I don't know why anyone would overlook Drake London just because he plays in the conference that he does. The guy is 6'5". He runs in the 4.4s, and he had 88 catches in 8 games last year. Like, this is a superstar. There's no reason to think this isn't a superstar. Daniel Jeremiah thinks this is the next Keyshawn Johnson. I don't know if I would go that far, but a fascinating prospect nonetheless. And Drake London, the selection for the Atlanta Falcons at number 8.
Before we jump, I do want to accommodate Ed's thought here with Kenny Pickett. I can see Matt Ryan and Kenny Pickett. I think based on the past Atlanta Falcons picks that you pass on Kenny Pickett as much as you pass on Mac Jones. I just think there's something with, it not being a surefire number 1 quarterback that they're not gonna walk down that aisle with any quarterback. But I can see the comparison. And also to Q, I like Garrett Wilson better, but I understand where Drake London is in the scope of all this stuff.
You didn't like Garrett Wilson better when you were sitting in my basement watching him torch Michigan State.
Oh my gosh, that was like, whew, I couldn't even see his name. I just saw blur in 6 points.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It was what, 49-0 at halftime?
49-0, 6 minutes in.
It's a good game. Heck of a game. All right, Drake London, the pick, number 8. Number 9, the Seattle Seahawks on the board. And Ed, what are they going to do with this pick?
Well, they're going to go with an athlete, right? They're either going to go athlete or quarterback. I mean, those are the 2 kind of areas. I just know the Seahawks, they always seem to kind of surprise with a great athlete. Quarterback, I don't know if there's like a quarterback that Pete Carroll would be in love with here. So it might actually be Derek Stingley. I mean, he's dropped to 9. You know what I'm saying? We saw it with the Broncos at 9, where, they went with Surtain. The cornerback's just the best corner available. So I'm actually going to say Ahmad Gardner, Sauce Gardner. I actually think that Pete Carroll would really like him.
I really thought you were making an argument for Derek Stingley, and then you finished it with Sauce Gardner's the pick. Quincy. Sorry, Ed, go ahead.
No. I decided on corner, and then I think Ahmad Gardner actually is better than Derek Stingley right here.
Okay, Quinn?
I think for Pete Carroll.
I think he
Quincy?
fits into the system better too. I would agree with that. I think Gardner fits into his system way better than a Stingley does. So I would rock with that.
All right, Mario, that's the pick. But what do you think?
That's the pick. That's the pick.
There you
Finally.
go. Number 10, the New York Jets on the board, having already selected Kyle Hamilton, number 4 overall. Quincy, who the Jets going to take?
Trade.
Okay.
Trade
Anyone
back.
else for trade?
I'm for trade.
All right. Well,
All right, there it is.
let's
go.
see what trade options are available to us. We have the Minnesota Vikings interested at 12, the Philadelphia Eagles interested at 15, Cowboys at 24, and the Titans at 26. Quincy, who do you think makes the most sense?
So it's either the Vikings. What are the other ones? Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, I see. You can't see that. Sorry.
Yeah, I see
It
the
is.
Vikings.
Yeah, hold on. There's a weird delay. It is the Vikings, the Eagles, the. This is troublingly taking a while here. I'm very concerned. Vikings, Eagles. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's the problem. Is it that I'm an idiot? Vikings, Eagles, Cowboys, Titans.
Cowboys. And what would they be getting from each team?
We would have to figure out. We would just work out a compensation. They have this little trade acceptance meter, so we'll find compensation that makes sense.
Okay. So I would honestly trade back to the Eagles. Trade me back 5 spots if I'm getting the 15th pick.
All right. The Philadelphia Eagles would move up to 10. They'll get 15 and 83 do it here. Do you think that's fair? Or has it got to be more?
Gotta be more, bro. Gotta be more. Give me.
You think
ooh.
a 2 feels like a lot? You want to go?
Spot?
How about we do a future 2 or a 3?
I can get that. I can get that. Future 2.
All right, future 2 it is. Now it is Eagles 49% to accept this. We'll just go ahead and force the trade. And the Eagles now on the board at number 10. And Quincy, you remain up. Who would they take here?
Derek Stingley.
Makes sense to me.
Derek Stingley is the pick, man. Next
Mario?
to Darius Slay, you can get
Yeah,
mentored
yeah.
by Darius Slay too. Oh my goodness, this is the perfect scenario
yeah.
for Derek Stingley, bro. This
For
is the
him.
perfect scenario.
Yep.
I'm a
Yeah,
little
I'm gonna go Stingley here.
I'm a little heartbroken that Sauce went the pick before this, but now retroactively, I think maybe that should have been Stingley in Seattle. But Derek Stingley makes a heck of a lot of sense here. Number 10 pick to the Philadelphia Eagles via a trade with the New York Jets. The Washington Commanders, can't believe I said that right, up on the board. And Mario, who are they going to take?
Yeah. Let's get right on the side of that defense. We're looking at, I'm thinking either DB, which top 2 guys gone, top 3 guys gone, or maybe a linebacker, get moving there. So let's go with Devin Lloyd out of Utah, who I'm kind of impressed with lately.
All right. 1 vote, Devin Lloyd. Ed, Washington.
I'm going to go with a compliment to Terry McLaurin. I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson.
Going big again.
Okay. Quincy?
I like the Devin Lloyd pick. I think you build on that side of the ball. You see it worked for them 2 years ago. I think last year was obviously a bad season on that type of on that side of the ball, but Devin Lloyd is somebody who can really jolt it in that linebacking core.
All right. Devin Lloyd from Utah, the number 11 pick to the Washington Commanders. The number 12 pick is held by the Minnesota Vikings. Ed, what are they going to do with it?
Gosh, I'm definitely thinking cornerback here. Gardner's off the board. Stingley's off the board. There's gonna be a run on corners. I mean, do you think Trent McDuffie here? I mean, I think it might be a little early to take him. Maybe I explore some other positions. We know their history with taking defensive linemen. You could go offensive line, defensive line. Ajabo would be perfect, but he got hurt. So What about George Karlaftis? How do you guys feel about that?
I just think I think he's everything I said about Aiden Hutchinson earlier, he's a Kmart version of that.
It's funny because I agree with it. I think he's a late first rounder. His name is starting to fly up a recent mock draft that I have been looking at. But I think the in season positioning where he was mostly at on a lot of draft boards was correct. Late first round.
There's this weird notion about him because he's a strong guy, because he plays with so much strength on the end, that he's good against the run, but he's sneaky terrible against the run. And he doesn't have any finesse moves. So much has to happen for him to become a high-level player at defensive end. I think he's going to be a good player. I think he's going to be in the NFL for a long time. But he's always going to be that other end opposite your Myles Garrett's. I don't think the upside is higher than that. But I've been wrong before. I sure did love David Boston. Quincy?
Man. This is tough, bro. Because they can go in so many different positions, bro.
Damn. This is what this whole draft is every team could go so many ways.
Because I know it's going to sound like adding on to one of their better positions, but I'm not mad at a Jameson Williams pick here. With Adam Thielen getting older, injuries building up, I'm not mad at a Jameson Williams coming off of an injury. I'm really not. Across from a Justin Jefferson.
All right. We've got 1 vote Williams, 1 vote Karlaftis. Mario?
No, interesting, because in this position you're overdrafting. Mm-hmm. You're in a position to overdraft the way our draft fell out. So that aside, I like both options. One, I'll talk to the Williams side. It's coming off an injury. This is the time you take high ceiling. What's it going to be health-wise? This is when you do it, when you're not in dire need. But I really do think that that Big Ten recruiting, I think that being in the region will favor Karlaftis. So I'm actually going to go with Ed and go George Karlaftis.
I think there would be a lot of conversations in their draft room about just how tied they are to Christian Darrisaw at this point. If you have Evan Neal on the board, you have to consider whether or not you can fit him into your roster. But Karlaftis is the pick. Number 13, the Houston Texans. Boy, do they wish they went in a different direction at number 3 when they took Ike Ekwonu. On the board again, Quincy, what are they going to do?
Give me a wide receiver, bro. They ain't got nobody other than. I know they got Brandon Cooks, but I need a number 2. Give me a Garrett Wilson, bro.
Garrett Wilson, 1 vote. Yep. Mario?
Yeah, going Garrett Wilson as well. I even credit you, Q, for giving Brandon Cooks a shout out as if he is a number 1. So give me Garrett Wilson.
Hey, he the best of what they got over there. I got to give him that credit.
The Brandon Cooks hate is just, it doesn't make sense to me. The guy, that's a good football player, man. Is he 1 concussion away from not remembering his family's name? Yes, he is. But he is.
He's production. He's production.
That's a really productive player. Ed, the pick has been made, but what would you have thought the Texans did here?
You know, I think I would have been the person in the room saying, you know what, we've just had so many problems at offensive line. We might as well just go with Evan Neal and just see if we can fix our offensive line.
I mean,
that's a good point.
You put yourself in a weird position where maybe the number 3 overall pick in the draft now becomes a guard prospect for them, but that's a Zach Martin-y kind of guard prospect. And I don't think the Cowboys are mad they took Zach Martin in the first round so many years ago. Number 14, the Baltimore Ravens on the board. Mario, what are they going to do?
The B-more Ravens. I mean, they defense. Stick to that side of the ball. I mean, the way ours fell, it's kind of tough. I don't want to go Davis. It's a little high for Davis. Do we want to go? Now it looks like we go. You know, you don't expect a guy like Evan Neal to fall to you. So you kind of almost have to do something with it in general too. So I'll go Evan Neal here.
I mean, Morgan Moses is their starting right tackle right now. So, Ed.
Jamison Williams. I don't care if he's hurt. I want him on my ball club.
Quincy?
Same, Jamison Williams.
Mario, I was on board with you, but no one else.
I'm not mad
It's
at it.
crazy
would
because I
jump on
was
that.
too. I was too. I was too until I thought about it. I was like, nah, Lamar needs more help, bro. I need more wide receivers.
How in the world is Evan Neal still on the board? Number
Hey,
15,
he's coming up.
Number 15, the New York Football Jets. They've already taken Kyle Hamilton. And we've got Ed. What are they going to do with this pick?
You know what? If Evan Neal's still on the board, I think you take him. You can never have too many offensive linemen. I mean, it's been a problem in the past. So, yeah, I think Evan Neal is the pick here.
Mekhi Becton and Evan Neal might be the biggest pair of starting offensive tackles in NFL history. That is a gigantic group for the Jets there. Quincy?
Same, Evan Neal, BPA.
Mario, Evan Neal's the pick. Where would you have gone?
Stamp it. Evan Neal, stamp it.
All right. Number 16, the New Orleans Saints on the board. Quincy, what are they going to do with this pick?
I'm liking the Matt Corral.
Oh,
I'm thinking about a Pickett here. I would go with a Corral, bro. I would go to Corral. You want to shore up that position after. I understand Jameis is the bridge quarterback now, but after the 2 years that he probably gets, you can develop Corral in the process. I think Corral is going to be a good quarterback in this league. I really do. He has rushing ability. He has arm. He showed improved arm talent in this season. I think he can get it done in the NFL.
look, I don't have any fundamental problem with Matt Corral. I think he's an interesting prospect, good arm, good athleticism. Jameis Winston is not the guy I'd want teaching him how to play football, though.
I understand that. I understand that.
There's a legitimate case that if you pick Kenny Pickett here, he teaches Jameis Winston how to play football.
But this is the thing. I'm a Jameis fan, though. You put Jameis in the right positions, he can make things work. I'm not going to act like he didn't have a good start to the season before he got hurt. So I'm going to shoot Jameis that bell. He's a different Jameis with the Saints. So I'm going to just shoot you that bell. I'm going to shoot him that bell.
No more 30-30 club, Jameis?
No more 30-30. No more 30-30.
I mean,
13-2.
One of the craziest stats in all of football history. Mario.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue quarterback. It's very hard to argue quarterback right here. I mean, you could juggle, for me, Matt Corral and Kenny Pickett at this stage of where they're falling, more so than who they are as players, where they're falling in the Saints' trajectory and where the organization lies. I mean, it's uphill battle for a guy that's not a sure thing. I think Kenny Pickett brings his own level of culture building himself. But I also think a big body wide receiver here. And it's making me itch. But with no quarterback, I think you go quarterback first. So I'm actually going to go Pickett, but I'm not mad at Corral. But I'm going Pickett.
All right. One Matt Corral, one Kenny Pickett. Where does Ed Hunt go?
I'm going to go with Mario on this one. I actually think Kenny Pickett's your stability. He's kind of pro ready. And I think if you wanna get wild, you put in Taysom Hill. So I think that actually makes them an interesting offense. I think that makes them a more respected offense. I know they've had Drew Brees, and Drew Brees has been that wow factor. But I think maybe, he's never really had that style, but just the fact that he's been such a top quarterback in the league, I think a Kenny Pickett might be kind of more what they were willing to settle for.
All right. You're always excited to find a guy you're willing to settle for with the number 16 overall pick in the draft.
Well, he's quick to. I mean, I think I can start him day one. You know what I'm saying? That's what you like about him.
Fair enough. Number 17, the Chargers. Mario, what are they gonna do?
Yeah. Okay. So they don't need defensive line help anymore. Now let's flip. I mean, you've got everything you need. You want to protect the assets here. Let's go O-line. I mean, take your pick. Really, I'm thinking. Penning. You don't want to move Linderbaum. Obviously, maybe Go D-line. Let me look. You know what? I think this is a good time if we're going to do something else because I don't like where we're at offensive line-wise. Trent McDuffie.
Okay. One vote, Trent McDuffie. Who's the other? The other starting corner is Michael Davis with the Chargers. Opposite.
It's JC, ain't it?
Well, it's JC and Asante Jr., but I mean,
Okay, yeah.
So all right, I can get behind that. Ed,
what are the best tackles on the board?
The best tackles on the board for you, sir. Bernhard Rahman, Tyler Smith, Trevor Penning. I think that's pretty much end first round conversation.
I like Trevor Penning a lot. I don't know if Trevor Penning though. I mean, at 17,
right?
That's not a sure enough thing. I mean, maybe. I mean, is Chris Olave still on the board?
He sure is.
Yes, he is.
I like him as a senior. I actually think maybe Chris Olave might be really stable for Justin Herbert.
All right, we've got whoever it was Mario said. I'm not going to lie. I already Trent McDuffie. Chris Olave. Quincy.
I really wish they can go O-line because that's the one big thing that I'm really worried about with the Chargers, but it's nobody in this range, bro. So if we're going to go all out with this offense, and if you want to get the ball out of your hands as quick as possible, you got to go with the wide receiver. So Chris Olave.
All right. For the record, I love Tyler Smith. I know Tyler Smith isn't the biggest name in the world yet, but I think he is absolutely worth going here and is going to be a long-time starter in the NFL. The Philadelphia Eagles back on the board after having traded up earlier for Derek Stingley. Ed, what do the Eagles do here?
Gosh, I mean, they've always been good on the line. So Tyler Linderbaum's kind of off. They can't take Trent McDuffie because they took Stingley. What about going for someone like maybe like I'm thinking maybe like Nakobe Dean. You know what I'm saying? Just get that elite linebacker.
I mean, they signed Hassan Reddick, my Philadelphia Eagles, helmet to my whatever. Hassan Reddick, early in the season, they signed Kaiser White from the Chargers. But, I mean, White's not a guy you don't pick Nakobe Dean for. So be it. Quincy?
Boom. I totally agree. Nakobe Dean.
Mario?
But I would also say this, though. That I was thinking about Jordan Davis here because Fletcher Cox is getting older in his age, and I would think about his replacement too. So Jordan Davis would be an option here, but I'm going with who Ed said. I'm already blanking on the name.
Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean. Damn.
Mario.
No, I'm going Dean here. I was going to go Dean here before anyone mentioned. I think it's about that time. This is the range that we should start seeing some of these other defensive players start to move. So Dean sounds good to me.
By the way, if it's me and this breaks this way, especially since they've given up a draft pick earlier, this seems like a spot where the Eagles could potentially try and move down 5 or 6 spots and still get one of these guys that they like. But Nakobe Dean, the pick at number 18. The Saints back on the board at 19, having picked Kenny Pickett, number 16. Quincy, who they take here?
What are the wide receivers available? Michael Thomas needs some help. That was a hellfire last year, dumpster fire. So I need some help. Treylon Burks, I see it. Treylon Burks to the Saints, perfect fit.
That is a pretty damn good fit. Mario?
Yeah, big body wide receiver. If it weren't going with it the first pick, we're going with it this pick. Treylon Burks, I'm with you, Q.
Ed, picks made, but where would you have gone?
I'm actually going to go Treylon Burks here. They're going to have a really exciting offense with Treylon Burks, Taysom Hill.
All right. Treylon Burks, the number 19 pick to the New Orleans Saints. Number 20 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mario, what are they going to do here?
Ooh-wee. Well, we still got to give it a shot. I mean, this is where Jordan Davis gets drafted and becomes the monster that we all thought he could be in this system. So give me Jordan Davis here for 20 with the Steelers.
Jordan Davis is interesting to me because everybody talks about, oh man, he's so big, he's so strong, he ran so fast. He's going to be such a great disruptor in the NFL. Wasn't a disruptor in college. Why is he going to be a disruptor now? This is going to be Danny Shelton 2.0, unless convince me otherwise, Ed Hunt.
Look, I know this is going to surprise some people, but I just really like this Desmond Ridder kid. I watch a lot of college football, and I watched a lot of Desmond Ridder, and I rooted for Desmond Ridder a lot. He was a great leader for that team. He's a winner in college. Look at his college record. If there's anything that's more important to me is I want a quarterback who wins. He's a great character kid, very family oriented. I think Mike Tomlin would love this kid. I think Desmond Ridder, and quarterback is the way they're going to go.
I'm getting flashbacks to when the Dolphins picked Ted Ginn, and they spent that whole press conference talking about how he's a great character guy and kick returner. I feel
the same way. I feel the same way, though, for real. I feel the same way about this. I don't think Ritter's that good, bro. I really don't. I seen him going as high as 9 in a lot of mock drafts to Seattle. I don't see it with Ridder, bro. I don't see it with Ridder. But I'm gonna say somebody who's even crazier than Ridder right here. I wouldn't be mad at a Carson Strong. I love some Carson Strong. I wouldn't be mad at a Carson Strong.
No,
I feel like the Pittsburgh and Carson Strong, you know what I'm saying, fit is there. Big arm quarterback. You just got rid of Big Ben, Carson Strong. You give him the time. I think it's there.
Hey,
is that the right pick? No. But I think it's there. I know. I said some crazy shit. I know. But I had to bring some spice to it. I had to bring some spice to the draft.
Hey, I want to say, Chris, let me say, Q, you have the marketing sells itself for there's I went to school in Pittsburgh. There's a very big deal street, Carson Street. Carson Street is the very big deal where all the sports things happens, all the bars, all the food. So the marketing's there already for Carson Strong, Q. You may have already known that, and maybe that's why you put the card in. But yeah, other than that, no way.
Can I tell you guys, when Quincy started talking, I knew that's where he was going to go because I have watched your video on Carson Strong. And I know how in love with him you are.
I love Carson Strong.
That was one of those videos where I started thinking, like, am I wrong? Is he actually better than I think? No.
The mobility is the big question. The mobility is the big question.
No, it's not a big question. We know he doesn't have any.
Yeah. That's true. You have to put a lot around him. But I think, man, you get that boy O-line, he can let it rip, bro. Better than anybody in this draft. Even more than Malik Willis. I truthfully believe it.
I look, if you're telling me he's got the best arm in the draft, sure, we can have that conversation. But he's only got one knee as it is. Like, I'm very concerned about that pick here. But hey, crazy things happen during the NFL draft.
I understand it.
Ed, this is your team. Do you feel strongly about this Desmond Ridder pick?
It has to be a quarterback. To be honest with you, you know what it is? If it's not in this round, they're going to get him in the second or third round. I mean, he's a Cincinnati kid. He's a local kid. What is more important to you in a draft evaluation than the fact that he won and he took a team that could compete with Alabama?
I mean, I'd
like to put Amari Gardner in that conversation.
I'm a big fan of quarterbacks who, when they throw the ball, they know where it's going to go. And I'm not sure that Desmond Ridder is that guy. But you're absolutely right. Quincy said himself, we've seen him going as high as 9 in some of these mock drafts. If that's what you want, I'm a little concerned that you're like, oh, if we don't take him now, we'll take him in the second or third round. So value might not be great.
I just think there is a connection. To be honest with you, honestly, to be honest with you, if they get a chance to trade up for Malik Willis, it's going to happen. Like, there's so many people I respect in Pittsburgh sports media that it's the worst kept secret they said in Mobile this year was that the Steelers love Malik Willis. Malik Willis was the guy. I mean, if I'm going to make a mock draft, they're trading up for Malik Willis. But to be honest with you, if they don't do that, then I think Desmond Ridder is on their radar.
Okay. I think it's interesting nobody mentioned Sam Howell Nobody mentioned Matt Corral, but look, I'm gonna default to you. It's your team. You feel strongly about it. Desmond Ritter is the number 20 pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The number 21 selection is held by the New England Patriots. Ed, who are they going to take?
The New England Patriots, you know, they always seem to kind of puzzle you with who they take. But to be honest with you, if Tyler Linderbaum is on the board, I mean, Bill Belichick is gonna sign him up, right? Like he just it's like David Andrews all over again. He loves that he loves to win at the line of scrimmage. And Tyler Linderbaum and he takes those non-premium positions and he values them high. So I think honestly, I think Bill will like Tyler Linderbaum here.
For the record, I think Tyler Linderbaum, all positions aside, is the best pure football player in this draft this year. Now he is the center, so the value is what it is. Who's up? Quincy.
Trent McDuffie. They're bare with the cornerbacks, man. They're bare at that cornerback position, losing J.C. Jackson and Stephon Gilmore last season, obviously. But I'm gonna go cornerback Trent McDuffie.
That is excellent value. Mario Hines.
Yeah, I'm going McDuffie here too. Even though you almost sold me, Ed. You almost sold me because it's true. What you said is true, and I can see them evaluating a corner later in the draft that's going to give them high value to make a pick like this. But I'm gonna go with Trent McDuffie.
I mean, we have to be honest. Every time the Patriots pick, you're like, what?
Exactly.
What?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but okay.
You're gonna pick somebody out of a D2 school you never heard of. Yeah, that's usually what they do.
Well, I mean,
you end up saying okay in the playoffs.
It's Bill Belichick, so he must know something. Yeah.
I mean, you took Christian Barmore last year, but would a guy like Jordan Davis be in play here? Or, I mean, the more talented, more productive, but there's some question marks, and that one is not because he's a black man. Devontae Wyatt. You're talking about multiple cases of domestic violence, allegedly.
Yep.
Yeah, Devontae caused his own trouble. Yeah.
You're right.
All right.
Yep.
Before I'm going to get in trouble continuing this, talking about this. So the number 22 pick held by the Green Bay Packers. Quincy, what are they going to do?
Has to be a wide receiver, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it has to be a wide receiver. Losing Devontae Adams, losing Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Man, but where do we go from here? It's kind of bare. It's kind of bare. Damn.
Well, hey, everybody wanted to pick Derek Stingley high because of his freshman year. Why doesn't George Pickens get to go 3?
It's funny because I like George. I think if he was healthy this whole year, he would have been up there in that Jameson Williams conversation, but I don't know. Best available. I guess you got to go best available here. Who is the best available player? I don't know who they go.
Per PFF, it's Sky Moore, but I mean, you can make a case for George Pickens. You can make a case for Jahan Dotson.
I would trade this shit if this is my options. Good God.
Then hey, that option is on the board. Do we have a second for a trade here?
I don't like it.
I'm gonna say no. There's somebody I like.
Yeah, I think they find value in a couple of these guys, to be honest.
Okay. Well, the trade is off the table. Quincy Hicks, who are they gonna pick?
Are y'all saying Linderbaum? Getting value?
Are you looking for help on this selection?
Y'all got to be saying offensive lineman. That got to be what y'all saying, because I would trade it, but I would go with the value of Linderbaum.
Okay, one for Tyler Linderbaum. Mario Hines.
No, I think at 22 with the quarterback that they have in place, I think that there's somebodies that they like. I mean, obviously not at 22. You think about a guy like Bell, but obviously not at 22. So who's a Bell-like player that you can probably run into? I mean, like I said, you got a Sky Moore. I think Pickens is a value pick at 22 if you coach him up and you believe he's healthy. So I think there's a couple guys you can choose. I wouldn't go Dotson, a little bit too small for rebuilding a core. So I'm going to go Pickens here.
All right. One Tyler Linderbaum, one George Pickens. Ed, who do the Packers take?
I think PFF is kind of underrating John Mechie. He's an underclassman, so you know what? There's a little bit more room to grow as a pick. I'm going to go with John Mechie here.
Ooh, I like it.
All right. Well, so we've got 2 picks for wide receivers. Quincy, I'm going to have you break that tie. Is it John Mechie or is it George Pickens?
I think George Pickens. I'm definitely going George.
Okay. Mechie, that feels high for Mechie. I respect your opinion, Ed. I think you can easily get Mechie in the second. But, who the hell knows? Watch this be Christian Watson or somebody like that. Number 23, the pick held by the Arizona Cardinals. Mario, what do they do with it?
Okay. So we got to think. We got to go DB here. Now we're looking at the run of DBs, corners specifically. I'd say without McDuffie in the bill.
I think if Linderbaum's still on
the
board,
like
you got to take
Andrew
him.
Booth. I actually do like him. I like Elam, family ties. I'm gonna go Booth Jr. here though. Let's go Booth.
Wait, you got ties to Elam? Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I got you. All right. You said Andrew Booth?
I mean, to be honest with you.
Yep.
One vote, Andrew Booth. Ed, who do the Cardinals take?
I mean, I'm just saying, like you're gonna solidify, in the middle. I mean, like that.
Okay.
Kyler Murray.
You're not concerned about the Rodney Hudson?
Could be like a 10-year connection.
The fact that he is there, I suppose.
Somebody moving the guard.
Yeah, and it's not Linderbaum. That's the problem. Yeah, until Kyler Murray asks to be traded in like 6 weeks. But
I like the Linderbaum pick, especially when you got to go up against Aaron Donald twice a year.
The Dallas Cowboys have always kind of favored
give me
offensive line,
two
and they're a little weak here. There's a guard
Rodney
that I
Hudson.
really like.
All right, Tyler Linderbaum, the number 23 pick for the Arizona Cardinals.
Kenyon
As
Green,
I've said, he is my number 1 overall football
Texas
player in
A&M.
this draft.
I think this is where they go.
The number 24 pick is held by the Dallas Cowboys. Ed, what do they do with it? Mm-hmm. All right, Quincy Hicks.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I'm looking at Devontae Wyatt.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
We know the reputation for the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna take a chance on the risky players. If we're going on what they're going to do, they're going to pick Devontae Wyatt if he's here.
Mario?
No, you beat me to it, and I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down.
And the most frustrating thing about this pick is he could win Defensive Rookie of the Year next year. Just
learn no lessons. Right?
He's that good. Number 25, the Buffalo Bills. Quincy, who do they take?
Damn, bro. I'm liking Andrew Booth here, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. To go across from Tre'Davious White for years to come. I like Andrew Booth Jr.
All right, 1 vote, Andrew Booth. Mario Hines?
I'm actually going Elam here for the fit, the Buffalo fit, a little more physical.
Yeah, I'm gonna go corner here. I actually like McDuffie here.
A strong defensive back, just going against in that East where it looks like big bodies are coming in. And I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean Booth.
Dolphins
I mean
don't
Booth
have big
right
bodies,
here.
but
I'm gonna go with Booth
cold.
right here.
I'm actually gonna go Elam here, but DB corner is definitely the move.
Ed Hunt? I think McDuffie came off the board a while ago.
Gone?
Yeah, McDuffie came off the board number 21 to the New England Patriots. What happens? All right, Andrew Booth Jr., the selection to the Buffalo Bills. Mario, does Kyer Elam remind you of Vernon Hargraves at all?
in ways, and maybe we're doing that thing where we've seen him because he's from the same school, but in ways.
All right. Knowing Mario, that is a no.
What
Number
about Kenneth
26
Walker?
pick,
I really
the Tennessee
like him.
Titans.
Maybe I'm overrating
Mario,
him,
who
but
are they
I
going
like
to
him.
take?
Okay. Now we can talk Trevor Penning, man. Now we can talk quality, or we can stretch to a wide out. But let's go offensive tackle here, Trevor Penning.
All right, one vote, Trevor Penning for the Titans. Ed?
Ooh. No, you're not overrating him.
Says the hardcore Michigan State fan.
Kenneth Walker at 26.
I mean, and to pair with Derrick Henry?
That would be solid.
But, I mean, it just doesn't feel like Derrick Henry doesn't come off the field. Derrick Henry gets 350 carries a year. Is the value there for a first-round running back?
Or would it be insurance?
Or would it be insurance?
Like we've seen this year. Especially when you had to play AP this year. I don't want to go back to that. So.
Okay.
So I would definitely,
I'm going to represent my
I would definitely
hometown
think
here.
about it. So that's a good
I
point.
really like the Trey McBride.
Yeah, I would
pick
go.
right
I would
here.
go with Penning.
Colorado State University.
I agree with
The kid
Trevor
apparently
Penning,
interviewed very,
the
very
number
well.
26 pick for the Tennessee Titans. Number 27 pick, Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the board. Ed, what are they going to do with the selection?
Same-sex parents. Apparently, from what I've heard from my guy Brendan, who worked as a equipment guy for CSU, nicest guy on the team. So he's got a good personality. He's also a great receiver and a great blocker. I think he's the number one, and I think Tom Brady would love having him. And I think that's who they take. Definitely. I mean, like the personality, the perseverance. I've just seen teams who draft well. I mean, I've seen it as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. The Steelers have always looked
Ed,
at character.
it seems like, and
I
correct me if I'm
understand
wrong,
there have been the Antonio
you seem to
Browns,
place a lot of value on character and personality in prospects.
But I mean, and Le'Veon Bell Le'Veon Bell didn't love staying in Pittsburgh, but I mean, for the most part, I do think that's been a big part of that kind of tradition, the 70s Steelers.
There you go.
There are a lot of picks that I know, like Juju Smith-Schuster gets slammed in the media, like by Mark Madden and so forth. But to be honest with you, Juju Smith-Schuster was a great guy. He was a great player. He's very well popular on the internet. He's very popular with women. He's very, they're just all right. I'm Steeler fanboying. I'm gonna stop Steeler fanboying, but I but don't you want that kind of like alpha male type of player?
The best guy. The best guy.
Where are we going here?
I'm very, very confused.
Yeah, true.
So now we're valuing prospects on how they do with the ladies.
This is my kind of draft.
I would be more concerned if you were a star college football player and you couldn't do well. Like,
what say you? What say you?
All right. Anyway, Trey McBride, 1 vote. Quincy.
It's between Jermaine Johnson and Daxton Hill for me. Losing Jordan Whitehead to the Jets, I think I would lean toward Daxton Hill.
Okay, Mario.
Ooh, good call. I was leaning Johnson first, but you make a great point here, Q. With that loss.
Can I just ask, how does Daxton Hill do with the ladies? Because that's going to be the
There we
deciding
go.
factor.
That's where I'm stuck. That's where
You
I'm
gotta
stuck.
ask Mario. Mario from around there, man. He like Michigan State and all that. He probably know about that from the other side of the spectrum. You gotta ask him.
Let's go Hill, man. Let's go Hill. I love it. I like that. I like the fit. Let's go Hill.
All right, Daxton Hill, the number 27 pick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let me find him on this list. All right. The Green Bay Packers up again at 28, having
And I'm gonna go with
took somebody earlier, right? Yeah, it's
I'm
having
gonna go with
taken
Jermaine
George
Johnson
Pickens,
too.
number 22. Quincy, what do they do here?
Jermaine Johnson. Lose to Darius Smith. You got to plug with Jermaine Johnson.
I like Jermaine Johnson quite a bit. Mario Hines.
Fits there, and by now super value, super duper value.
All right, well, Jermaine Johnson is the pick. Rounding out the trifecta. Jermaine Johnson, the number 28 pick to the Green Bay Packers, the number 29 pick, the Kansas City Chiefs, the first of 2 consecutive selections for them. Mario, what do they do with it?
I mean, do I want to do the obvious thing, which I think is like replaced? Are you trying to replace Tyreek Hill?
What is that voice you're doing? What is that voice you're doing?
That's Andy Reid. That's not Andy Reid.
All right, I just had to plug in my computer.
There we go. I feel like I usually when I walk into the bar, everyone gets my Andy Reid.
Yeah, I got Jahan Dotson on here.
I think this is a great spot for Dotson.
Jahan Dotson, the second coach.
High contact, high catch rate against contact. And you know who he's playing with, a guy that will make a throw that he believes he can make. I think he's a good fit. So give me Jahan Dotson here.
All right, one vote, Jahan Dotson. Ed?
There he is.
Ed, we can't hear you, buddy.
Right. The number 30 pick also held.
Ed's moving. Ed's moving around.
Ed, what do they do?
It is.
I honestly
Ed
think
might
the
be back.
Kansas City Chiefs are going defense here. You know, this might sound kind of crazy,
almost
but
done here. We're almost
Jordan
done with this
Davis,
first
just
round,
what
and
he
we'll
is as
be
a
out of here pretty
project and
soon.
what he is as an athlete. I mean, he's been a run stuffer in his
All right,
career,
Jahan Dotson,
and I think
second
the
vote, so
Kansas
that
City
makes
Chiefs
him
would love that
selection.
because
Quincy,
they've had trouble
agree.
with run stuffing.
We all agree. Jahan
Granted,
Dotson.
pass defense is their problem, but you get a guy in the middle of that defense.
When I find him.
Plug him in. I think he could play nose tackle.
There
I think he
is.
could get off the passer.
All right.
You know,
Number
with some
30
time,
pick, also
if you
held
train
by
him
the
with
Kansas
that
City
athletics
Chiefs. Ed, what do they do?
frame. So I'm going to go with Jordan Davis.
It's going to be a very popular selection in the Chris Jones household. Quincy.
It's between Jordan Davis. I would think about a cornerback too, a Kyer Elam. I would think about Strongly as well. I would go with Jordan Davis though. I'm not mad at it.
Okay, well, Jordan Davis becomes the selection. Mario, what would you have done?
I was leaning between this. I was actually going to go safety. I was thinking that Lewis Singh could sneak into the first round.
That's going to be a very popular selection in the Chris Jones household. Quincy.
It's between Jordan Davis and I would think about a cornerback too, a Kyer Elam. I would think about Strongly as well. I would go with Jordan Davis though. I'm not mad at it.
Okay, well, Jordan Davis becomes the selection. Mario, what would you have done?
I was leaning between Davis. I was actually going to go safety. I was thinking that Lewis Singh could sneak into the first round there. I think he's a top 20 to the end of the first round talent. He can do a lot of things. He did a lot for that Georgia defense, but I'm okay with Jordan Davis.
I just like the juxtaposition of them picking a 5'9", 175-pound receiver followed by a 6'6", 350-pound defensive tackle. I like that.
Can't wait to the press conference.
That works for me. The Cincinnati Bengals on the board, number 31, and boys, if this isn't a slam
I really
dunk of
like
all
Travis
slam dunk
Jones.
picks, I don't
I'm a
know
Travis
what is.
Jones believer.
Quincy, who are they going to take here?
I'm seeing two names.
Okay.
I like a Elam really. I really do like an Elam here. Cause Eli Apple, obviously he's gonna have his ups and downs. I'm somebody who really believes in Kyer Elam. I'm a Florida fan. I was high on him, but then I heard so many pundits knock him throughout this pre-draft process. But I would think of a Kyer Elam here.
Okay.
I would go Kyer Elam.
Mario Hines?
Yeah, I'm going Elam all the way.
There's our pick. Ed, where would you have gone? I do too. I do too. Mario Hines, your Detroit Lions back on the board at number 32 after having taken Kayvon Thibodeau, number 2 overall. What do they do here?
I mean, so holding out hope maybe offensively in this weird trade thing going on in the world because it's the only thing that will keep them from making a splash play on the edges. Ooh, man, what wide receivers are left? Let me see.
We're looking at like Sky Moore, who I like, who I think it's a little underrated just because he went to Western Michigan. John Michi's
I
on the
mean,
board.
I like
Christian
Tolbert,
Watson.
oh, let's go.
What do you like about Tolbert, Quincy?
I don't think he has the flashy speed. I think he's one of those all-around good receivers. I don't think anything really sticks out about him, but he does everything very well, in my opinion. So I think those are the type of receivers I'm drawn to.
Yeah,
'Cause
Mechie
he's
needs to
nobody who
go
has
by
a
now.
big deficiency.
Fair enough.
That's great. We already have one. They already have one of those. And
Amon-Ra?
I don't say that negatively. Yeah. I think he's a guy that does everything well. Confirm that he can do everything well. I think you need a guy that can splash. I think a healthy Michi. Now you're pitch counting him, go make you some plays, sit down, great culture. You know, we're not going to take Matt Corral here, so.
That's the
I
important
was
thing to
thinking
take
you were
away
gonna
from
take a
this.
quarterback.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
the
thinking you were
important
going to
thing.
take a quarterback.
Okay, one vote, John Michi. Ed. All right, he is the pick. Quincy, what would you have done?
I was thinking Lewis Seen, bro. I really was thinking Lewis Seen. Who are the Lions safeties? I don't know who the Lions safeties
No,
are. I truthfully don't.
we they lost who?
Most surprised
they
that I went in the first
re-signed.
round.
It is not good that
Um,
Mario also doesn't know who the Lions
Gosh, all
safeties
these
are.
guys deserve to be here.
One's
The
a
Lions
rookie.
safe. The Lions
You know-
safeties, for the record, are Tracy Walker and
Jahan
Deshaun
Dotson,
Elliott.
I think, might be
There
more
we
of
go.
a second
Tracy
round
Walker
pick.
re-signed.
Deshaun Elliott.
I think he's going to be
Deshaun
a
Elliott
second
from the
rounder.
Ravens?
Yeah, we just signed him actually.
Okay, y'all. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
All right.
I would
Well,
go Lewis Seen, but I'm not mad at it.
that is our first round. I've got a couple of wrap-up questions for us before we get out of here. Again, we'll go one by one, and let's start. I guess Mario went last. Well, I deleted it. So, Ed, the player you're most surprised went in the first round. Okay, Quincy.
Scroll up the board one more time. Let me see. The Ritter pick, man. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I understand Ed loves him, but I can't get with it.
Hines.
Yeah, I'm going with Ritter there, man. I think he does not sniff the first round.
Quincy, the player you're most
I
surprised
still
did not
think I
go
still
in the
think
first
Trey
round.
McBride deserves to be a first round pick.
Very high on.
It's
Lewis
my
Seen,
hometown
so
guy,
it's-
and I just
it's a lot.
I just honestly think
Yeah, I
this
would
is
go
going to be a guy who's going to
Seen
be a
showed
very
out. I think in
successful
that
football
championship game
player.
was the first
And I
time
think
I
teams
actually
really
like
like him.
seen him like all over the field like that. I know everybody really sticks out on that Georgia defense, but it was that night, bro, where he just made play after play after play. That jump was crazy.
Well, I know Mario doesn't need to be sold on that pick, right?
No, I don't need to be sold on that pick. I think it's great. Also worth mentioning that trained him in high school as well.
Yes, I know that. Ed.
Jamal Adams.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Mario, in 5 years, which player will we consider to be the best player from this draft class?
Okay, now I'm gonna look very hard at this list because where they fell is going to be key here.
Kyle Hamilton.
I feel bad for Kyle Hamilton going to the Jets. That's actually my takeaway. No, I think Olave.
I hope it's in a Steelers.
No,
uniform.
it can happen. It is one position where he can break that whole thing. I think Olave in the position he's in could in 5 years we're like, oh my gosh, how did he, blah 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 17. I think he's one guy.
I have said that a lot of the stuff people are saying about Chris Olave feels a lot like the stuff they were saying about Justin Jefferson.
Ooh.
So,
hope
I'm
not
not saying
these
he's
guys.
going to be Justin Jefferson, but I think there's a lot of talent there. Ed, same question. Best player in 5 years?
Gosh, of all these guys, who could
Quincy?
bust like that? Honestly, I think we had a good list. There was nobody.
You sold on Malik Willis.
I
Yes, I am.
All right.
It leaves me to say this is who I'll say. I'll say Kyrie Elam,
Ed,
and it's a small
which player
chance,
picked
and the
in-
small
which player
chance
picked in this
is
first
because
round.
he's
And I'm sorry,
a very
this is a
productive
softball team, this
corner
up.
at
Which player
Florida,
picked in this first
but
round?
he doesn't
will be
have
out
like
of the
kind of
league
that
first?
athletic specimen type that you generally want
And
in
is
your
he
corners.
is he
And
your
that's
starting
only-
quarterback?
And
for
that's
Pittsburgh
the
for
only
next
reason
year?
why I'm going to say Kyrie Elam.
Okay.
What about the Florida? What about the Florida guy who was really
All right, Quincy.
no. He played for Florida and he was a 3rd-round pick, and it was only because they said he was immature, but he was an awesome pass rusher.
I feel like it's
And
not
he
going to be
ended up
any of the
getting
quarterbacks.
cut
They
as a
always going to
3rd
get
rounder.
chances.
What was his name?
Man.
He was with the Jets.
I would look at the George.
Do you know who I'm talking about though?
Karlaftis out of
He
Purdue. I'm
was a
looking at him.
Florida
I
Florida
look at him.
guy.
First one to bust
Mario
out.
Hines?
Especially with the Vikings track record.
Like
They have a track record for that, honestly. Like their player isn't good
No,
after the first
he
couple
was
of
like
years,
a
and they honestly
Florida
let him go.
edge guy.
Yeah, who was?
And
was
he
it
he has
Demetrius
such a
Underwood?
great talent.
Was that his name?
He
Oh my
was such a
gosh, he
great
went to
talent,
Yes.
and I have
This is
no
not-
idea how he
Oh.
didn't make it.
Sharif Floyd.
Yeah, that's who it is. Polite was awesome. I mean, I don't know. Did he just like behind closed doors get in a fight with the coach? Because like he was awesome pass rusher.
He was number 7. Are you talking about Powell?
I'm good. I just googled Jets cut 3rd rounder. Ja'Kai Polite.
Polite.
Hmm.
Damn, I forgot about Polite, bro.
So did the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, that coach was Adam Gase, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
I would side with Polite, whatever the argument was.
Whatever it was.
Let's see. Who hasn't gone? Mario, did you go on this one?
Yeah. No, I actually think, I think that all things considered, because what's the time frame here?
5 years. Well,
5 years?
no, I'm
Devontae
sorry.
Wyatt.
Just first.
Just first, Devontae Wyatt.
Yeah, after making 2 All-Pro teams, and then he gets suspended for the
Yeah,
rest of his life.
seriously. Like I give
Jamison
all these
Williams.
guys
I'm a
the
Jamison
customary
Williams
3 years.
truther.
I give everybody on this board the customary 3 years. I think the person to implode physically or
I know, but I had to pick him there.
It would be between both of those. It would be Wyatt.
All right, last 2. Pretty simple. Quincy, who will be the Offensive Rookie of the Year next year?
Wow, I would have to go Malik Willis, bro. I'm saying he's gonna be the best player. I gotta roll with him for offensive player rookie of the year.
and he would get an opportunity to play in Carolina for sure. Mario.
DJ Moore.
Defensive player of the year?
Again, like it's kind of, you kind of lean
Kyle
towards
Hamilton.
your 5-year pick. I think
Kyle
Olave
Hamilton.
has an opportunity to go crazy in
Ed?
that offense. Everyone believes he's good.
I was going to make a joke, and I had nothing. Literally had nothing. Last up, Mario Hines, who will be the defensive rookie of the year.
Okay. Oh, what am I doing? This is my opportunity to really show extreme bias. Sauce Gardner.
Ed?
Got you.
Yes, sir. Quince?
Day 3, guys. That
I honestly think it's going to be between the number 10 and 11 pick. I think Devin Lloyd is going to step into Washington
you never
and have
really
a clear
know
role,
for sure.
and
I like this
he's
kid
gonna have
JoJo
the
Doman that I
defensive line in
interviewed.
front of him to make
I sat there and talked
so
to him.
I would lean toward
and
Devin
he
Lloyd
talked to me
over
about
Derek
quantum
Stingley.
physics.
But if you pair him
he's
with a
I mean, he's
Darius
kind of in
Slay,
that
I think
mid-round
that's
category.
dangerous.
He sat there
I
and
think
talked to
that's
me about how
dangerous
he's
for Philly,
kind of
bro, but I'll go with Devin Lloyd.
he's into holistic.
I actually don't have this on my list here, but I think it's an
types of
interesting question. And it's the
body
one we'll end on.
recovery and so forth. And he
the
just
guys
seemed
that you like late, I'm saying like, probably not top 50
no,
guys,
he's definitely
day 2, day 3
vaccinated.
guys that
He's
you just
like he
believe
was.
in.
I'm telling
who's
you,
on
of
that list
players
here?
that I've talked to, he was probably the smartest kid. Like maybe not the most
late
practical
day 2,
minded,
day
but he
3.
was definitely like the most intellectually intelligent kid I've talked to in a while.
So you're saying he's not vaccinated? Well, those guys don't always translate. When I was at NFL Draft Blitz,
I watched
interviewed
90s
Juszczyk,
football, and I
he's coming
say
out of Harvard.
definitely.
And man, the single most boring
Lorenzo
person I've ever
Lorenzo
spoken
Neal
to in
should
my
be a Hall of
entire
Famer.
life.
There's something wrong with the
Just
system.
so boring. On the other side of that, there's somebody like Chris Johnson when he was coming out, and he was an interesting guy. Chris Johnson. I've always said he's the kind of guy who spells words wrong when he's speaking.
At least 90s fullbacks. I'm saying at least 90s fullbacks. I mean,
I don't know. Quincy, day 2, day 3 guys you like?
Speaking of Kyle Juszczyk, I just want to get your guys' opinion on that. Do you guys think fullbacks should be Hall of Famers?
Oh boy.
Because Juszczyk should be in that conversation, no? Should Juszczyk not be in that conversation? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ed. Because put he did yeah. Come on, man. Talk to me. Let's start this campaign.
I think Juszczyk should be in there. He should be in that conversation too, bro.
Team, what's that? Hashtag fullbacks are people too.
Fullbacks are people too.
Facts.
Yeah. Let's get them all in one room.
Juszczyk's weird though, right? Because I feel like he's a tight end in 75% of the other situations he falls into. And it just so happened he goes to San Francisco. They know how to use him, which is the most important thing probably in football today. They know how to use him. They get it. They understand how he's a chess piece for that team. And he just changes the whole offense.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know. It's just an interesting conversation to have.
For sure.
Any day 2 or day 3 guys you like?
Oh, I actually have 3. Going back to the one of the first names I brought up, Carson Strong. But just to be real, though, I love James Cook. I think James Cook is somebody who translates to the NFL seamlessly. If he stays healthy, I think he will be the best running back in this draft. I really do. Wow. I think if he would have played at the Senior Bowl, his stock would have been way higher than what it was. Obviously, not getting to show that in front of all of the scouts. He's probably in the second or third round talk. But I think his versatility is something that doesn't get talked about enough. Because I think he's the best dual threat back, too.
Okay.
And Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. All right. I mean, what a tough situation for Bryant to play opposite Sauce Gardner, get all of those targets, and hold up. That says a ton about how good he is. Mario Hines.
Oh man, running back alley, right? For this pick because the position just is so devalued. I'm gonna throw
Okay,
out
I just want to mention. I just want to mention one
Kenneth
name.
Walker III.
He's like a
Right
mid-round. He's like a
outside
third
of
or
that,
fourth round
that
guy.
that we're talking
Neil
about, but I
Farrell
love James
Jr.
Cook.
from LSU.
Love
Guy was
James Cook. I actually
awesome at the
wanted to
Senior
throw
Bowl.
out Zamir
He's
White
he's really
as
under the
well, who
radar.
I
He was
think,
highly productive in
will end
college.
up being
I
very
think you should keep in your
as
eye
a
on Neil
pro, and I
Farrell
think
Jr.
will be one of those running backs that can do things where he builds his own like smaller fan
LeGarrette
base.
Blunt. You mean like LeGarrette Blunt type of NFL production?
Yeah. Like, you know what? He's around and you like to have him on your team and you kind of, that
NFLDraftBlitz.com.
always around.
I'm taking over, and we got
getting
a
carries.
couple
I'm
of
not
young
mad.
kids,
Give it to White,
Angelo
type of
and
thing.
I,
So
and then
that'll
Alex will still be
it
doing the
for me.
Pros Like Us
All right.
podcast with Lou, and so they're kind of the old guys, and yeah, I mean we're getting a lot of interviews, and we're we love covering the draft, and you're going to get draft content year round.
All right. I think that's all we've got time for. Thank you so much to the three spectacular panelists I have here, starting with Ed Hunt. Ed, where should the people go to find your stuff? Quincy Hicks, where can people find you?
Man, you guys can find me on Twitter at Q_Hicks3, and definitely follow the podcast, subscribe to the podcast. Just look into it. It is Q and sign E podcast. Instagram is QANDE podcast, and Twitter is QE podcast. We talk about sports, current events, entertainment. We also do movie and show reviews, so definitely check us out, man. We're branching out. Definitely appreciate coming on here, though.
Appreciate you. Mario Hines.
You guys are so cool, man. You can find me Instagram, Twitter, same thing. You guys are so cool. How do I follow that up? It's me, Mario, ITSUHME_Mario on both Twitter and Instagram. Appraise the Phrase podcast. Subscribe. Me and Chris are simmering on the low end of the NFL show, but we'll be bringing it back. Have a good time with that. Subscribe to that, and on YouTube as well. Appraise the Phrase. So follow and subscribe to the Underdog YouTube, and wherever, type in Appraise the Phrase in Google's and wherever the social medias pop up, go there as well.
Ask Jeeves. All right, that's it for the Underdog NFL show. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next year.